Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Bill and Ryan, listen up. Thank you, KK, and thank you, everyone. Ryan, thank you for joining me on this first Sunday of May 2025 as we inch closer to the new season. Hey, Ryan, I want to share this news with you and everybody. Thanks to ESPN. Asia Wilson, Ryan. Now, mind you, she used to play, right, for South Carolina in what used to be UConn's kryptonite at one time, it seemed like. Thanks to ESPN for bringing us this news. Wanted to share with everybody. We thought it was pretty special and maybe not so special for UConn fans. Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Aces superstar and reigning MVP Asia Wilson showed up to the team's preseason opener in a full UConn Huskies fit. And I know I sent that to Ryan and he texted me back. He said, Phil, did you edit that? No, I didn't edit that, Ryan. You saw it right? You had to actually go on social media and check it out yourself to believe me. And but Ryan goes on to say, thanks to ESPN, which for a proud Gamecocks alumni, with a statue on campus, no less, Ryan, seemed like a shocking choice. So Ryan, I thought that I would get your take on this one because we know it's okay to have a little bit of fun off the court every once in a while, but hey, understand, Ryan, this is not okay with some of them obviously some South Carolina fans. I said UConn fans. I mean, I guess both sides, but you have to understand, man. Sometimes when you have fun like that, and when you and I love to see athletes have fun like that, sometimes people take it so serious.
Yeah, well, I know this must have been pretty embarrassing, I can imagine, for Asia Wilson because she actually lost a bet between her
Mm.
and her teammate Kiah Stokes, who are both obviously now on the Aces. But of course, Asia Wilson used to play for South Carolina. Kiah Stokes, a pretty good career with UConn. So they both bet on who would win the national championship, and the loser would have to wear the opposite team's gear. So, unfortunately for Asia Wilson, UConn did defeat South Carolina, and of course, that was the result of Wilson showing up in all UConn gear for the first preseason game for the WNBA. So. Yeah, like I said, I think this is probably a little embarrassing for her, but like you said, it's good to have some fun every once in a while off the court and turn it into a little bit of comedy and get everybody laughing. And it's kind of funny as well because the Aces were playing Dallas. That was their first preseason matchup, and of course Paige Beckers now plays for the Wings, and she actually had a pretty decent debut, even though they did lose to the Aces. But Paige had a pretty decent debut for the Wings, and I'm sure Beckers and all the other players for that matter found this pretty amusing as well.
Now, Ryan, don't you find it even more amusing where you see, let's go over to the WNBA post. They said, never thought we'd see the day Asia Wilson wears UConn gear, but that's what happens when you lose a bet to Kiah Stokes. Happy first day of preseason. And Ryan, don't you just love it? It's like almost like a one piece, right? But the shirt it's overalls, and she has on the Husky shirt underneath, Asia Wilson, that is, and you can see her walking in right to the facility. And but she can't even wear that t-shirt, right? She has to have the overalls on because it's just, man, it's just like, how am I doing this, right? How did we come to this? So man, we love Asia Wilson, superstar in the WNBA and in all of basketball. So right, yeah, it's like she has one side unbuttoned just enough so you can see Huskies and just a half of a Husky logo.
Yeah, I mean Stokes really made her go all out for the bet. She wasn't getting away kindly with losing the bet. So, but I mean, hopefully we'll see more of this during the WNBA. I know a lot of them like to style it out in terms of fashion wise before the game, walking through the tunnels and all that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll see some more off the court betting between the teams for rooting for teams on and off the court. And yeah, but I think this goes to show I think it's going to be a really fun WNBA season for everybody.
Rye is going to really not like me for bringing this up or saying this. Rye, I have an idea. Maybe Jason D'Amico and maybe everybody else, all of our beautiful subs, like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Maybe they will like this idea. Why don't everybody make up some ideas for Ryan and I to bet against each other? And Ryan, whoever loses, whoever wins, we have to come on with a different team shirt. Now, I think everybody knows by now. I think I know who you have winning it all. Way too early predictions in 2026, the NCAA Women's Championship. You know who I have, right? And I think I know who you have. But again, let's bring up that idea of how fun would it be to for other fans of other teams, right? Women's basketball come through and say, you know what, Phil and Rye, you have to wear this shirt if UConn loses.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. So yeah, if any of you guys watching have any ideas for us to do, we'd love to see it and read it and see what you guys can come up with. We'll definitely try to do it.
Oh boy, I just opened a whole other can of worms. Then, all right, let's go over to comments. Ryan's favorite part of the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming through very well for that Sarah Williams video. Ryan, you cannot wait to see her live in action on the floor. Gary Saint said, I'm too old for wishing time would pass quickly, believe me. But now I can't wait for the new season. Go Sarah, Sarah, and company. Two Sarahs.
Yeah, I actually didn't put two and two together on that one. We're gonna have double Sarah action down low in the post, so even more frightening now for the all the opposing teams that UConn is gonna play this season. It's gonna be difficult, I think, for everybody to try to get inside the post on UConn, and that's Sarah Williams, a great offensive player, but on the defensive side as well with her length alongside the other Sarah. It's going to be challenging for UConn's opponents.
Jeanette Adams says, sweet. It speaks volumes of Sarah's main focus, Natty, number 13. Not the flashy photo shoot with the LSU uniforms. Nope. She wants to be taught by the best and WNBA ready when the time comes. Great update, guys.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of players, whether it's from the portal or out of high school, I think that's why a lot of players choose to come to UConn just because of the reputation that Gino and the coaching staff has built over all these years now, so many years that Gino's been here, over 40. But yeah, I think it's proven now that Gino really gets all these women ready for the professional level, or if they don't choose to go to the professional side of basketball, just getting them ready for other life things that they're gonna face later on down the road, or searching for a career besides just going into the WNBA.
How about one more, Rye? Let's go over to Dave McPherson. Thank you, Dave. Congrats, UConn, on adding Miss Williams to our squad for the next championship game. Can't wait to see the season start. I must say it's not here in Jamaica, but this news let us get a little hotter. Go UConn, go Huskies. There you go again, Rye. Another listener from far away listening to Rye on Listen Up.
Yeah, well, we definitely appreciate that one. I'm glad we can provide the good news for you all the way to from here to Jamaica. That's quite far away, but I'm glad we can provide some good news for you.
All right, Rye, and I'll leave it at there. And I'll leave you with a Cinco de Mayo quote. How's that, Rye? If you have a dream, don't let anybody take it away. Oh, we have a dream. Ron and I have a dream for next March, right? March Madness. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.